The following podcast was recorded live in front of no one. This is Survivor Talk with D&D. I'm Dwayne.
And I'm David.
We're just two buds talking about a show we love, Survivor. So David, why don't you tell them what we're going to be doing tonight?
Tonight we're going to be introducing you to the 18 contestants that are showing up this season on Survivor. And once again, we return to the islands of Samoa.
That's right.
This will be the fourth time they've gone back to Samoa in the last 6 seasons.
Yeah, that's crazy because I thought they were going to go to Hawaii or something.
Nah, I think Hawaii's too easy. But I tell you, I've been looking up why they go to Samoa. After the second time they were there, it happened to coincide right after the 2009 tsunami.
Yeah.
And their tourist trade tripled after they were there. And to be honest, the way Survivor acts about certain charities, I can see them staying there just to support that tsunami effect. So I think that's kind of neat that they're staying there because it's actually helping their economy rebuild after they lost so much from that tsunami.
Huh.
So that's pretty cool. If that's why they're doing, they could be doing it to save money and not move production to another island.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. The problem,
I like to think the other way, though. I think the charitable way is cool.
Yeah, but the problem with Samoa is they don't get to do as many of those really good water challenges and stuff. There's not as much of those.
But it's a beach. It's on the water. I get tired of the ones that are inland where they're not on the beach. I think the beach is the perfect place to be.
Yeah, but you're just a weird guy, so
that's why I'm your friend.
Yeah, there you go. All right.
But we are at Samoa.
All right, we're at Samoa. So let's just real brief, since this is our first ever podcast, we're going to look back on this episode and laugh.
I'm already laughing.
I'm already laughing at it. Oh my gosh. So let's just briefly tell people how long we've watched Survivor. I watched the second season. I didn't watch the first season. I watched the second season, and then I skipped a couple and been watching probably consistently since about season 15. And so that's about how long I've been watching it. How about you?
I've been watching it since there were 6 people left in season 1. I don't know why I turned it to that channel, but I did. And I saw them playing a competitive game, and it was a reality show, so I guess I got hooked. I've seen every season since then, but however, I feel like I've missed a few because some of them were just that boring.
Yeah.
So, but I have watched every season of Survivor since 6 episodes left in the first season.
Wow, I haven't even done that.
Yeah, the end of the first season is pretty awesome, where they have to hold their hands on the pole, and Richard and Rudy and Kelly and Rudy just kind of has a brain slip and lets go, and Jeff's like, you let go. Yeah. So, yep, been a fan for a long time.
Would you call yourself a super fan?
I would call myself a super fan, but I am not super knowledgeable about Survivor. That's why I have Wiki and the internet.
There you go.
Survivor Wiki. That's right.
Yeah, we're not. Well, I'm not a super fan. I love the show, but I don't know every single thing. I tend to forget what happened the week before and stuff like that. So this is actually going to help me out a lot talking about it.
Yeah, you're not going to be much good in the podcast if you don't remember what happened last week.
No, because I'll remember it from like watching it that night or the night before, and I'll have to take notes and stuff.
Well, I have to watch it twice because most people watch it twice. They watch it to get the effect, then they watch it and take notes. That's my plan.
All right. Okay. So do you have a favorite season? I guess if I had to say I had a favorite season, it'd probably be Heroes versus Villains. That was probably my favorite.
I exactly agree. If that's a proper way to speak English about agreeing with somebody.
It is,
but
that's okay.
I couldn't think of one either because there's been so many. There's been 23, and the first one was really good because it was original. Yeah. But the Heroes and Villains was good because it wasn't about who was new and didn't know anything. These were all people that were supposed to know everything. So that's why I liked Heroes and Villains too.
Although I really liked, what's his name? Can't stand him now. His nephew was on.
Russell.
Yeah, Russell's first season was really good too, though.
Yeah, that was a good season.
I mean, him crawling underneath that tree and finding an idol in front of everybody was pretty intense. So.
But my favorite moment of ever watching Survivor was after Hurricane Isabel. Yeah. And you guys were without power. You came over and we watched the first episode of the new season of Survivor, and it was the episode where Rupert was in the season, and he came up and found the group that had dropped their shoes, and he sold the other tribe's shoes to get money to take with his tribe to Survivor. And that was a year that Sandra won, the first time she won.
That's right.
I do remember that. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. Now that's whenever those of you who are listening, all 4 of you,
4? You
David.
think there's going to be 4?
Well, at least I have a couple friends who might be listening. We met in Virginia, so that's where David still lives, and I live in Alabama. So, but anyway, so let's see. Well, that's about it. Let's talk about One World.
One
There's
world,
there's gonna be
outwit,
some.
outlast, outplay once again.
Yeah, there's gonna be some changes, and I wanted to go over the changes real quick and just talk about what we think about them. I love both tribes sharing the same beach, same camp.
Brand new theme. Awesome. Awesome. It's like the merge is happening. It's not officially happening, but it is happening. I love it too. Got to agree.
Yeah.
Good change of pace.
Yeah, and Prope said that they're not telling them anything. It's just no rules. They they don't know about it till they get there, and then they can just do whatever they want. That guys can go here, girls can go there. They can interact with each other. They don't have to interact with each other. It's just here's the beach. Do what you want.
And it sounds like there's not too many rookies in this lineup, so they probably think they're going to do their first challenge where they're dropped off, do their first little challenge, and then move to where they're going to go. But then they're going to find out that they're there. They're not going anywhere.
Yeah. So what do you think they'll do? Do you think they'll not interact with the others, or do you think they'll just go ahead and start talking to one another? I can't imagine those guys aren't going to talk to those girls.
No, we've watched the videos of all the contestants, and it's pretty obvious that 2/3 of them are going to start mingling right
Yeah.
away, especially with the other twist that you get ready to talk about with the
Right.
idols.
Oh, I know. That's just crazy. All right. So then it's battle of the sexes, guys against girls. I don't think there's an advantage either way. You?
Not really, because one thing I've gotten out of Survivor is these people talk about I've trained for Survivor. I'm an athlete. I'm this. I'm that. Well, at the same time, when you train and you're an athlete, you're prepared. You have water. You have supplies. You have whatever you need. These people have never gone to a deserted island and trained with no water, no supplies, and that's why even like you mentioned Russell's first season, there was
Hmm.
another Russell. He was a big, muscular, strong guy, and if you remember, he was holding this big square box. They were trying to get this ball to fall in, and he just collapses right there in the corner.
Right.
This guy's like a bodybuilder. Well, he's not in his bodybuilder frame of mind because he's not having his supplies, not having his water. So I think physical challenges are almost even when it
Yeah.
comes to men and women on Survivor. That's what I like about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to the guys versus the gals, and I'm really looking forward to them all being together on the same beach. I think that's going
I,
to just add a
I don't.
whole.
I don't think they call them gals anymore. I think
Well,
it's guys
guys and
versus
gals.
girls. That's so
I
Alabama
got a
again.
horse right here. All right. Wait, that's guys and dolls. It's not guys and gals.
No, that's not even close
All
either.
right. Anyway, I love that they're not doing Redemption Island. I did not much care for Redemption Island. It wasn't even an island, first of all.
You know, I called Jeff and I said, "Dude, you
Yeah, right.
cannot do."
Yeah, sure. You
I left him
called them.
32 messages. Please
Yeah.
don't bring back Redemption Island. They
Yeah.
leave. They leave. Let them go have a cupcake and they're good to go.
Yeah. I like they're going to have two challenges. I mean, obviously they would because we're not going to have Redemption Island.
Yeah, because there wasn't as many reward challenges this past season. There's like one per every 2 or 3 weeks, whereas
I
this
know.
week it'll be every week.
Yeah.
Reward every week and immunity every week.
And just to be honest, Redemption Island, it was just ridiculous. They would get voted off, and they would snuff their fire, but they weren't out of the game yet. What they should have done was burn the buff when they got voted out, and then when they lost at Redemption Island, then they take the fire and snuff it out. Because Jeff's always talked about fire is the sign of life, and as long as you've got fire, you're still alive in this game. And yet he'd snuff your fire out, and then you'd go to Redemption Island and go eat some of Ozzy's fish, and then get your, buff burned.
Yeah, well, they tried that many, many, many seasons ago, like probably around 10 or 11, where they had 4 people that got voted out. They brought them back in as a third tribe. And if they won, they got to stay. If they lost, all but one had to go and be eliminated for sure. So they've done that before, and it's never left a good taste in my mouth when they bring people back
Yeah,
after
but
they've been voted out.
yeah, I agree, but that's not even what I was talking about. I was talking about the fact that they snuffed out their flame before they were officially out of the game.
Oh, well, the
You-
flame is leaving the island. The buff is leaving the game. I guess
Well,
what they were
I
trying to
always
say.
thought it was the other way around. But anyway,
I never know what you're talking about anyway.
of course
So
you don't.
we'll just keep
Now, another thing, do you know they're going to be doing some do-it-yourself challenges?
I heard about that.
They've done one of those before. They showed up at the beach and Jeff wasn't there, and they all kind of like, "What do we do?" And
See, I don't remember that. Do you remember specifically what that was?
I remember the episode. I don't remember what they did, but
Oh, okay.
um, but yeah, what they're saying is it's just going to be at their camp even. So they're going to get tree mail or something, and it's going to say, "Here's your challenge." There's no judging. I mean, there's no judges there. There's nothing. They just have to do it all themselves, decide who wins, and then they have all the material from the challenge to do with what they want in their camp. You
I
know?
think this is just another great idea they're bringing back this season. The season's got a lot of good ideas in front of it, and I hope it goes as well as they planned.
Yeah. Well, not everybody likes to do it yourself challenges because then you don't get Jeff.
I don't think it'll be every week. It sounds like just what, one,
Well,
maybe two.
no, I think they'll probably have three or four. Is what it
Oh,
sounded
okay.
like. They're gonna have three or four. So
Sounds like we don't know very much.
no, it sounds like I read what Jeff said. You didn't.
Jeff, he didn't return my call, so
I know, I know. But so you'll have somebody there trying to be Jeff. You know, all right, you gotta hurry up. You only have red teams ahead of you, or something like that. You're gonna have some guy doing
Cochran is
that.
not even in this challenge anymore.
Cochran. Remember that episode? He's like, I have like translucent skin.
I can't get the picture of him holding that grappling hook with that rope, and he's trying to toss it. Have you ever tossed a rope anywhere? He can't even toss it 5 feet, let alone towards the ring of puzzle pieces.
Oh man, okay.
Felt so bad for the guy.
Oh man, so did I. Oh well, anyway. And okay, lastly, the last difference in this one is the idol changes. There'll be two there, one for each tribe.
Hmm.
If you find it, you have to give it to someone on the other tribe. You cannot keep
Eventually,
it.
right?
Well, yeah, I don't guess you have to give it to them right then. I don't really
Yeah,
know. But you can't keep it yourself and you can't give it to someone on your tribe. You have to give it to someone on the other tribe. So yeah, they're going to have to interact with one another.
yeah. And this also brings up cross-tribe alliances. They're obviously going to start making alliances right
Oh yeah.
away for this purpose,
Oh
and
yeah.
just to help each other out. And like you said, it's going to make for odd returning back to the camp after a reward challenge.
Right.
Somebody's going to get a reward and somebody's not.
Right. Well, I hope they make the idols a little harder to find. You know, I like it
Yeah,
when they have to walk like 15 steps and then go another 14 steps and then start digging. And do you remember that one season when they did that and they dug this big old hole and people walked up on them and said, "Oh, we built a fire pit."
it's a fire pit. I remember that.
So,
But Russell has certainly been giving a lesson on finding idols 101 over the past couple seasons that he's played.
yeah,
Because his first season, he found, what, 3 of them without even a clue?
yeah, I think so.
Phew.
But anyway, so and that kind of makes me think, not that part, but earlier you said there'll be some cross-tribe alliances. I wonder if as people start to get to know each other and stuff, if they'll sleep together as tribes or if they'll actually maybe just do one big, sleeping commune and or have cross things going on,
Will they share a shelter?
Right. Will
Will
they
they help
share
each other?
shelters? Will they be willing to I don't know, man.
This group of contestants is so young, and they all talk about being socialites. I would say by the end of the first night, they'll be sleeping under the same
Yeah,
shelter.
really.
That's my
We'll
that's
have
my odds-on guess for the first episode.
we'll have people falling in love. But anyway. All right, well let's talk about let's talk about a real quick look at the cast. I don't know how far we are into the episode because I don't have a timer, but we're just gonna talk about each one real briefly. The female's name of the tribe is what do you think that is? Solani?
Looks like Solani to me.
Solani, and the guy's is Manano.
Manano.
You think it's Manono? You
I don't.
say Manano. I
I don't know.
say
I don't know,
Manono.
but I think we'll know in about 3 weeks. So,
All right, so we have the 51-year-old Los Angeles Police Department officer,
former.
former officer from Clovis, California, Nina Acosta. Nina Acosta.
Yeah, she gives the impression that she's always in shape and she's smart, and her age could help with that because that's talked about a lot with these videos that age brings experience. But she also wants the challenge. She's there for the challenge, and it's like most people say, chasing a dream. She said it is out of her comfort zone,
Right,
but she's also into the team aspect. So
right,
she doesn't sound like somebody that's gonna be a flip flopper.
right. She did say she's going to tell everybody she's a secretary.
Right.
I don't know why she's going to do that, but
She doesn't look like a secretary.
yeah.
She looks like a retired police officer.
she's like one of the oldest people out there. She's the second oldest person out there, I think.
Yeah,
So,
I think you're correct.
yep. All right, so then we have Jay. Let's see, Jay Byers. He is 25. He's a model, and he's from South Carolina.
Okay, these videos, I guess, are supposed to give us an insight to these people.
Yeah.
I had to watch Jay's, 3 times
Are you
to try to
serious?
figure out if he really had a strategy or not. He's a nice guy. He's an honest guy. He goes on mission trips. He's been to Brazil. He's traveled multiple places.
Right.
So he thinks that's going to give him an advantage so that he can get to know people and deal with people looking to make smart alliances. But I couldn't, I couldn't quite grasp what his strategy was to get through this game.
I don't know that he had one.
He's either going to be, I think he's going to be either an early out or a swing vote at some point because he's not going to be able to figure out which side to vote for.
Yeah, I think he's going to be eye candy for the ladies, which is going to be a problem because my wife's going to watch it and she's going to be like, Dwayne, why are you on the show? And I'm just going to have to continually remind her that that's not me.
Wow, I can see the similarities now.
Yeah, yeah. Well, So I don't really have much else to say about Jay. He didn't really impress me too much.
He's not an odds-on favorite to get to the end this time.
No. All right. So our next person is, do you know?
Christina Cha. She's 29, a career consultant from West Hollywood, California.
Ah, West Hollywood. So let me see what I got. Oh, this is the girl that always won everything. She's like always gotten everything. She's not used to losing. I even put down Valley Girl.
Yeah, she won high school voting competition
Right.
things. She won other spelling contests or other sports even sports contests. She won.
Yeah, she's not used to losing. I think Survivor's going to be a huge surprise for her. So
I think you are exactly right.
Yeah, she's like, Anyway, likes to talk and ask questions. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, so that could be good and that could be bad.
Yeah, that really kind of depends on if people are annoyed by the fact. Well, she just came across to me as, Miss Popular at school. They've always got everything.
Right.
So, all right, next we have Monica Culpepper. And she is 41. She's a mom. Oh, wait, where's she from?
She's a homemaker. She's from Tampa, Florida.
Tampa, Florida. Ex-NFL player's wife. By the way, that is ex-NFL player's wife, not ex-wife of an NFL player.
Which is the first way I read it when I read it.
But they are still married. And, she came across to me as very well-spoken, very smart. I see, of course, she says wisdom equals experience, which may or may not be true when you get out there. But thinks everybody should pitch in. I think it could go either way for her. Either people are going to really like her, or she's going to rub people wrong really quick.
There's one thing she didn't say and one thing she did say that stuck out to me. Everything else she said I completely got out of her interview. She mentioned luxuries at home, and she never mentioned being outdoors. Almost every person talked about being outdoors. She does 1,000 things for her kids at home. She takes care of all the house. She takes care of him and his career. She helped him through that. She never talks about doing anything outdoors, even riding a bike somewhere. But she does stay in shape, so she plans on being fit. But she just talked about luxuries at home, and there's no luxuries on Samoa.
Right.
So I'll be interested to see how she combats with the environment for the first couple days.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see. I don't think she's going to be the mom figure that some of the mom figures.
She thinks she's going to be.
Some of the mom figures have been in the past. She just doesn't strike me as being that mom figure. All right, so who's next?
Colton Cumbie.
Trying to find him here real quick.
He's a 21-year-old college student from Monroeville, Alabama.
Oh yeah.
How far? I won't say how far that is from you, but it's in your state.
I have no idea where that is. He's the big Survivor fan, is what I wrote. I think he may be a big Survivor fan. I don't know why. I don't know why I thought that.
Because he said when he turned 10, he had a birthday party, and he only invited 15 kids so they could have a 16-person Survivor game, which he, of course, won because he was the birthday boy.
Right, I remember that now. So let's see what else did I put about him. He said he was a people person, that he's outgoing, and I wrote that he talks very fast.
I wrote, did he take a breath during the video?
a minute and 45 seconds of no breathing.
But he does talk a lot, obviously, but he did sound pretty smart about the game.
Yeah.
He sounded very vengeful if something doesn't go his way, and he loves people and animals, and probably animals more than people.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, because he's going to be a vet.
Oh, yes. I remember that. He's going to be the vet. Okay. All right. Well, then we have Kat, and she is 22. Kat, is it Ederson, you think?
Mm-hmm.
Ederson.
Ed Orson. Yeah.
All right. Now, this girl, I wrote silly and ditzy.
Where's she from?
Oh, I'm sorry. Kat, she's from Orlando, Florida. She's a timeshare rep. She's
Mm-hmm.
22, and I think she's silly and ditzy.
That's pretty
She
accurate.
said she never took PE, but that's because of her open heart surgery. Loves boys and is flirty and is really friendly. She just strikes me as the person who has no idea who she is yet.
And she is a complete follower in my book. She's gonna find somebody that is gonna pull her through the game as far as possible. And if she doesn't pick the right person, she'll be an early exit.
Yeah.
That's what I wrote down.
She's cute though.
Yeah, and if you don't watch the video, I think she had it at 13 years old. She had open heart surgery. I think she
Yeah,
said she
yeah,
was real
something like
young.
that. Right. All right. So who's next, man?
Michael Jefferson, a 30-year-old banker from Seattle, Washington.
All right, Michael Jefferson. What did I write about him? Third time applying, so he's been trying to get on.
Hmm.
See, he gets. Oh yeah, this is a guy that works out 2 hours a day. He's a desk. He works at a desk job, but isn't a desk job type of person. He wrote. His strategy is to get all the women on his side.
That's exactly what I wrote.
I wrote he is very confident in himself, which is a good thing.
He wants to win honest, but still will do what it takes to win.
Yeah.
Spoken like a true competitor.
Yeah. So we'll
He'll
see
probably
how.
be out the second day.
You know, in all honesty, I haven't been exposed to the players enough to be able to give any much more than what I'm already given. So, you know, over the next couple weeks, if they give us some more information, maybe we'll get back on and talk about it some more. But it is what it is right now. So next we
Just stay
have,
tuned.
yeah, next we have, what do you think? It's Leaf?
Is
Leaf
there any
Manson?
other way to say that name?
Life?
Lief? Lief?
Leaf? Leaf? We'll just call him Leaf. Leaf Manson, 27. He's a phlebotomist. Now, did you know what that was, or did you have to look it up?
I'm glad you asked because I was going to ask you that question. I did not know what it
I
was.
didn't either. I had to look
up.
it up.
And where I work, I should know what that
He
is.
he
But I don't.
draws blood for a living.
And
So
according to him, that's a very demanding, a very draining from
very
what you have
draining.
to do.
Really, David?
Draining.
It's a
Okay,
very
yeah.
draining job.
That was
Okay, if you've ever had to get blood from me, then you would not want to be the phlebotomist that had to get blood from me. So maybe it is. I guess it depends on who's doing it. I'll be honest with you. When I first saw his face with his glasses, I think he was wearing glasses and the hat and everything, I went, whoa. I don't know why I went, whoa.
Is he a miniature Russell? Because he was wearing a Russell hat.
That is true. That is true. No, I don't know why. I kind of thought I didn't know what it was. I just went, whoa. I didn't think he was very well spoken at all. I didn't. He did not communicate well to me.
Well, he's the first little person on Survivor. He
Yeah.
wants to represent. He was kind of clear about that. That he wants to make a don't judge a book by its cover type thing. He
Right.
hopes that he's underestimated, and he's used to being misjudged. So, but I think he's going to be, I think he's going to be smarter than he lets on.
Yeah.
He's going to be conniving, but no, I didn't think he was eloquent.
Yeah.
It's like somebody like Russell could be. And I hate to talk about people from previous shows because this is a completely new set of people to watch. But I don't know.
Well,
I think he's going to be. I think he's going to be another swing vote for a particular vote one way or vote the other. I don't see him linking up with people.
right. I honestly, I don't think him being a little person is going to affect him at all in a bad way at all. So,
Hmm. Oh, I don't either.
so. All right. Next we have Chelsea Meisner, 26, medical sales, Charleston, South Carolina.
She's the Southern girl, born and raised on a farm. And she's a go-getter, determined. But what I got most out of her is you probably did too. She's a certified scuba diver,
Yep.
and she spearfishes. So I guess
Yep.
this is a female Aussie.
Yeah.
But and she spoke well just like we just talked about with the other guy. She speaks very well. She's a
Yep.
socialite, and seems like somebody that could get along with a lot of different people.
Yep. I actually, she's my favorite.
Hmm.
She's my favorite of all of them.
She was very well spoken.
I wrote wow, and not just because of how good she looks, but I wrote wow because of just everything. Train wild horses, been in fist fights, spearfishing, go get her. She's, I mean, her work ethic is incredible. First to
Right.
get there, last to leave.
Family oriented,
Very
stands up
competitive.
for her family.
Yeah, I love what she said. The harder, let's see, the harder you work at getting to know people. No, I think she said the harder you work, the harder you can play.
Right.
Yeah. So I just think this girl has the opportunity to do really well as long as she's not, one of those, hey, I'm the leader type of person. But I didn't think she would be. She's got that
It's
southern charm about her. So,
it's one of those things though. It's all in who you get to know first, and
oh, I
and who
know.
you tick off first.
Yeah.
Don't say the wrong thing to the wrong people.
Right. Now this next girl, I just think she's the bomb, Courtney.
I did too. I was impressed. And the last thing I wrote before you tell well, go ahead and tell everything else first, and then I'll tell you the last thing I wrote.
Okay, so Courtney's 29. She's motorcycle repair person, and she's from Austin, Texas.
She's a single mom with a 7-year-old kid and
Yep.
has had lots of bad luck.
Yeah, I
Every
know.
once in a while, she gets a silver lining cloud, but it's a very
Right,
small cloud because the bad
right,
luck keeps coming back into life.
right, right,
But she wants to be known as a hero. She's already claiming that she doesn't want to be a villain. She doesn't want to be a flip flopper. But
right,
I wrote down that this girl, because she even said, I'm not the chiseled feature that some of my competitors are, and I'm not the popular kid that some other competitors are. This girl is right in the middle of a split jury. I can
hmm,
actually see this girl being the one that's saying, I guess the vote comes down to me.
yeah,
There's going to be 3 on this side or 4 and 4. And I just see this girl. She seems real nice, very friendly, but who knows what'll happen when you're starving and you're having drinking water for a while and you can't sleep at night.
right,
Some people change their attitudes,
right. Well,
but
I
I
didn't.
liked her too. Yeah.
Yeah, she didn't come across as very confident. I mean, she she talked about afraid the challenges might be a little tough, and kind of talked about herself being nice and stuff. And I didn't really see her as being really super confident.
Not like Chelsea was, the girl before. Chelsea seemed real
Oh,
confident and
right.
ready to go.
And of course, being a hermit does not help you in the game of Survivor.
Not at all. That stuck out too.
And that's what she said. So, all right, next we have Jonas
This one's yours, buddy. Take your best shot.
Atsuji.
Hey, that was very nice.
Jonas Atsuji, I guess. 37, and this is not a sous chef, but a sushi chef. Sushi chef from Lehi, Utah. I guess that's Utah. Yeah.
Of course, that's what he's going to tell everyone is that he's a sushi chef or
Right.
sushi chef. I guess if you don't eat it, you don't say it very much.
I
But
really think you should say that fast a whole bunch of times. Not really. Don't.
however, he's from Hawaii.
Yeah,
He's
that's
a
true.
surfer. He's a diver. He's lived off the land before, and seems like he's got quite a bit of experience being an adventurer or survivor.
Yeah.
And a
So,
schemer. He talked like somebody that's watched the game, has studied the game, and is willing to do what it takes.
right. Well, maybe he'll do well. I don't really know. I didn't really get much out of him whenever I wrote down stuff.
That's why
So,
there's 2 of us.
yeah, that's right. All right, so next we have Bill, I'm going to say Posley.
I agree.
Bill Posley, 28, stand-up comedian from Venice, California. What do you think about old Bill?
I think Bill is a perfect example of not judging a book by its cover,
All right. Why?
because the first season he ever watched was Heroes and Villains. He explained that, and he's trying to been trying to get on ever since, just like I'm trying to speak at the moment. However, he spent 6 years in the military,
Yeah,
including a tour in Afghanistan.
that's true. I would have never thought that.
I would have never picture that looking at him. And he is pretty well spoken. He's a comedian, so he's got skills on a stage in front of people. Of course, he's a struggling, starving comedian,
Right,
but he has been on a stage apparently somewhere with a microphone.
right.
But he has survival skills and
Yeah,
feels that he can push through physically and emotionally. See, that's the person that I think could help a team, because he's had those survival skills in the military of
right,
not having all the supplies, not having everything right on your hip to keep going, the
right,
little water bottle. He's a
right.
survivor, and I think I'd be interested to see how far he goes.
Yeah. He said he loves the show, which I think is cool. So that means he does.
Hopefully, he studied the show.
Yeah, really. I wrote he's probably fun to be around too.
Yeah,
You know, Look at his smile.
Right.
He's one of those guys that people are gonna enjoy being around, and they don't get kicked off.
And he smiled, I think, through his whole interview.
Yeah.
So he's just happy to be there right now.
Yep. All right, tell us about the next guy, because I want you to have to do his name.
Matt Quinlan.
There you go.
He's 33, an attorney from San Francisco, California. He actually has his own law firm. And he's here for the challenge to test himself. That's what I wrote. He has a plan, but will get mean if someone disrupts it. This sounds like someone we've seen many times before. He's going to come up and automatically be a leader, and which means he'll probably get knocked off by the fourth or fifth vote.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to last very long.
I don't either. He wants to manipulate people to follow him. He's going to work the social scene, so he's definitely going to be sleeping in the company shelter.
Yeah.
He said he's a nice guy who will cut your throat.
Yeah, I just don't think he's going to last very long. I don't know why. I just don't.
I think this particular season, the social aspect is going to be probably bigger than it's ever been, because if you can't get along in that group of 18, you're going to be the first ones picked off. Yeah. Nobody wants somebody there that doesn't get along.
Right. Well, I'm just thinking people are going to see through him. He wrote, "I will definitely cut throats." Well, I wrote, "He'll definitely cut throats while trying to appear to be nice," but I think people are going to see right through it, and they're not going to buy it at all. So.
I hate to make bold predictions, but he seems like the guy that will say, "Why are you building it that way? That's not the right way to build it."
Yeah,
and
really.
Then two people are going to look at each other and go, "Why is this guy here? Can we get rid of him as soon as possible?"
When will people learn the less you talk, the better you off? The better you are off at the beginning. So, all right. Well, let's look at the next person then.
Alicia Rosa. 25 years old, special ed teacher from Chicago, Illinois.
Sorry, I just spoke all over you. Was it Alicia or Alicia? Which one do you think it is?
Miss Rosa is 25, special ed teacher with a master's degree, and is another very well-spoken person I got.
Right.
Seems confident, wants to be a listener. She works with special education kids, which takes a great deal of patience and have a lot of respect for those teachers. But she wants to be somebody that people confide in. She wants to be a listener. Then again, as much as she talked in her interview, if you can get her to stop talking, maybe she will listen for a change.
Yeah, and how much actual work has she done with those kids? I mean, she just got her degree.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like she has years and years of experience doing this. She
would have had some classes with them, but you're right. She hasn't had a wealth of knowledge with time with these kids. But at the same time, she did mention that she will play dirty, but she knows that it's just a game. She said the people back home are still going to treat her the same way, even though she might act a little bit different when she's on the island.
Right. Yeah. I think she's going to try to manipulate the guys. She's going to try to get the girls to, she's going to try to be, I don't know.
I think
she said she's going to play them all.
I think she could move to the other side before they merge, or she could start extending feelers out towards that area, because she talked about using her physique.
Yeah. All right, well, let's talk about El Troy. Troy Robertson, 50, swimsuit photographer from Miami, Florida.
Troy Zan.
Yeah, Troy Zan. Let's see, he likes to joke around a lot. Okay, this is the guy that's going to be... Everyone's going to know whenever he's around, because he said he's going to be doing tribal dances. He's going to be doing all kinds of stuff. He's been trying to get on the show for 11 years. I wrote, I think he's outgoing and probably a little crazy.
That's about what I got from him as well. The fact that he says they're probably going to think I look like Mr. Survivor. Oh man, don't tell anybody that. Don't say that out loud in front of anybody except the camera guy.
Yeah.
But he's been waiting 11 years to get in this game.
Yep.
He said that.
Yeah. So that's all I got for Troy Zan. That's all I got for him. Now we get the very, very rich Greg. Greg Smith, 64, plastic surgeon from Houston, Texas. He even said at the end, "Sure, I don't care about the money, but I'm very competitive." He doesn't need the money, man. I'm telling you that. Based on his interview, he does not need it. I feel like he's very eccentric. People are gonna be like, "What?" whenever they're around him. That's what I think is gonna happen.
Okay, if you ever listen to this podcast after this one, you're gonna learn that we have our different styles, and I am kind of blunt in some degrees.
Oh, here it comes.
I think Troy is No, excuse me,
Roy.
Greg.
Greg.
Get his name right. I see. What's that word I wrote? Annoying.
Yes.
Probably going to be the first one gone.
Oh gosh, maybe so.
I hope he's the first one gone. Let's see. Did I write that? Yeah, I did write that.
Yeah.
But he's not worried about the environment or the setting. Frank and honest. Pictures himself a romantic and
Oh,
adventurer, and like you said, not about the money, just competitive. But
right.
just the way he talked, it was kind of a mediocre, arrogant. Just listen to what I gotta say because I'm 64, and what I say is going to be what you need to hear.
Yeah. And
So,
I don't think anybody's going to call him Tarzan, but I guarantee you he's going to go out there and he's going to tell everybody that people call him Tarzan because he wants to be called Tarzan. I
right,
guarantee it.
I think it's one of those Cochran things. He'll tell them right away.
Yep.
Don't worry about calling me Greg because Greg's not a cool Survivor name. But he is 64,
Yeah.
and Troy Zan, the photographer, is 50. Everybody else is younger. I
Right.
think there's going to be a real age gap between Greg and the rest of the people. I think Troy will be able to blend in a little better than Greg will.
Right. Well, the rest of
Uh,
the guys, Nina's 51.
I mean, but he's going to be with the guys as far
Right.
as
Right.
picking people who to vote out and stuff. And I think
Right.
if they lose, I think Greg's going to be the first one to go.
Right. Well, it should be interesting. I can just hear Jeff going, "So, and your name is Greg?" Yeah, but my friends call me Tarzan.
You can call me Tarzan
You
too.
can call me Tarzan. And everybody's going to look at him and go, okay. All
So what
right.
do we write at Tribal Council? Do we write Tarzan or Greg?
Or
Because we can
Greg.
write that right now if you want.
Oh, my gosh. All right. We got two
Watch him
more.
win. Watch him win at the end
Yeah,
of the
he's going to end up winning the whole thing. The second to last one is Kim Spradlin, but now on some of the clips they put Kimberly underneath her name. So, I mean underneath. So I'm not sure if it's going to be Kimberly or Kim, but she's 29, bridal shop owner from San Antonio, Texas. I wrote, well, first of all, I like the fact that she's a business owner. She's been an outdoor adventure guide, so she's going to be good with people because I've been on those water rafting tours, and those water rafter tour guides are fun to be around.
And she
They,
also mentioned, like the other people, she's not going to tell anyone that she's been an outdoor adventurer guide.
right, right. And I love what she wrote. I love she's my second favorite person, by the way. So Chelsea's my first, and Kimberly's my second. She said, I'm going to figure it out as I go. So, and that's exactly what Sophie did whenever, won last season. It's exactly what she did. She said, I didn't go in with some specific strategy. I just figured it out based on who I was with and who I was around. And that's what Kimberly said. And I think that's a really good way to attack it,
It's funny
to
because I
approach
wrote
it.
in all caps, no strategy.
Yeah,
She's got no strategy going into this game. You talk to people that make it to the finals, and they say, "I had a alliance the first day I got there," and I mean, she might pick up on that right away, but that just, I don't know. I hope she doesn't call too many people animal names
well,
because
yeah, no,
that's what
that's,
she
yeah,
likes to do. But that'll get her kicked off pretty quick.
right. So you and I have a different opinion on this then. You think,
I liked her. She seems like a very likable person, very well rounded. I like the fact that she, like you said, owns that, but doesn't want to tell anybody she's an adventure person. She's also the daughter of a high school football coach.
right,
And he said she's very athletic and stuff, and she's honest but blunt. So that's like me. So
right,
I did like her from her interview.
yeah.
I think Chelsea will go further.
All right. Well, I mean, I just don't think that the not going in with a this is exactly how I'm going to play the game is a bad thing because
Mhm.
it's like with anything, you have to get to know the people around you and you have to adapt and work in the environment that you find yourself in. And
And
that's what I feel like she said she's going to do.
that could play against that Matt guy that said he's going to control the game and do this, that, and the other. And
Right.
if you go in with a concrete plan, and it breaks one corner, you're going to be falling right
Right.
behind it.
Right. All right, so last but not least, Sabrina Thompson, 33, high school teacher from Brooklyn, New York. Really, that's all you have to say about her.
I wrote she was a good talker, but she doesn't stop talking, which could be a good thing. It could be a bad thing. But she's a harmonizer, wants to bring harmony to the group, but she
Yeah.
will strategize. She sounded very smart to me, but she's also a talker. And she
Yeah.
even admitted that could be a problem.
Yeah.
She's
I
okay. She's okay with bugs, but not okay with germs. I
yeah.
wrote that too.
I think people are going to like being around her.
Yeah.
I think she's going to be kind of like Suri in that people are going to they're going to not think she's going to go very far, and then they're going to be around her, and they're going to like being around her, and they're not going to vote her off because she's going to be fun, and they're not going to see her as a threat. They're going to enjoy having her around. That's what I think. I mean, say what you want, but that's what I think.
Well, I think that goes with the strategy I would take is do some chores, don't talk against people too much,
Right.
and just smile a lot. Like you
Right.
said, Bill Posley smiles a lot, and I think that's going to get him pretty far.
Yeah. All right, well, that kind of wraps up our talking about the 18 survivors. Our plan for this podcast is to record either Thursday night or Friday night. I'm sorry. The show's on Wednesday, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Either Wednesday night or Thursday night. And if we have to, we'll do it on Friday night. But to get the show out by, at the very latest, Saturday every week. And we have a website that you can go to, www.survivortalkwithdnd.com. And you can leave your comments on that blog, or you can email us at feedback@survivortalkwithdnd.com. And that's how you can get a hold of us.
We also have a Facebook page.
Yeah, I don't know what that address is, so.
If you just look for Survivor Talk.
No, Survivor Talk with D&D.
But I think it's just Survivor Talk on the Facebook page. This is pretty bad that I don't know this right now.
Yeah, really. Way to go, David. That's okay. It's our first one. We'll come back and laugh at it, and people will write their own little comments on the iTunes thing. And so anyway, so that's about it. Now, I do want to tell you that the music for our podcast is "To Be an Angel" by Uncle Seth. You can find their music at musicface.com/Uncle Seth. And that's about all I got. You got anything, David, else you want to say to the people that are listening? Those 5 people, maybe more?
Thanks for listening. We wish we could give you money or something, but we can't because we spend it all on this podcast.
Oh my gosh, it costs more money than we thought to do a podcast. Hey, but no, seriously though, go ahead and write your comments and subscribe to the podcast. I'm going to go ahead and put us on Stitcher too, so we'll be on Stitcher and on iTunes. So, what were you going to say?
The Facebook is Survivor Talk with D&D. My friend Dwaine was exactly right. So if you look that up, you can like us and we'll friend everyone. And actually, it's a show page, so you just like it.
Yeah, so that'll work.
Comments from it.
So we might have I would think we'll have another episode before the first show airs. We definitely will. And until then, I'm Dwaine.
I'm David.
And it's been fun. Bye-bye.